Hello, oh Christ, hello! Move the old laptop there. Fight the power! It's Nathan. It's recovery month. It's 2015. Shut up. Is it? Why? Because your concept of reality to me is malleable like clay. No, it's not that at all actually. The reason is because it's recovery month. I am taking each day, and each day represents a different year. A different year that I use substances and or drank in a therapeutic exercise for me to buy back those years with you alongside me, my trusty partner. So welcome on board, if you've not already on board, which I'm sure you have been. Right, on the basis of that 2000 outrageous claim that it's 2015, which it is, and I shall claim that until my dying breath. What's been happening in 2015? The USA, it's all good news. The USA Supreme Court has affirmed same-sex marriage. It's not all bad news, is it? Hallelujah. Canada's, there's a theme here, Canada's PM, I hope I pronounce this right, Justin Trudeau, probably Canadians, if there's any Canadians watching this, maybe there is, probably saying you don't pronounce it like that, Belle. But in 2015, the first cabinet to have equal men and women in there. Exactly the same amount of number as women as there are men. And when the PM was asked, you know, why it was important to have parity, he came up with a cracking line. He said, because it's 2015. I always kind of had an inkling that I like the Canadians, and it's just been confirmed that I do. We have got, yeah, the old, I do like a space theme, don't I? I'm sure there's more that's happened in 2015, Nathan, just this old rubbish. I'm sure there is. Ice mountains! Ice mountains have been found on Pluto. There it is. And we've also got more good news. There's been a young lady or a woman to be the first female bishop in the Church of England. So it's all going great guns. Even the Americans having some fantastic moves towards liberalism and the left there in 2015. Let's hope they don't do anything stupid. You know, elect anyone. You know, like a TV billionaire or anything like that. I won't do anything like that. Don't jump on the bandwagon of slating Trump, Nath. You said you wouldn't, and nor will I. So, what have you been doing today, Nathan, as I hear you announce in chorus? Well, let's stop. You probably knew by Fight the Power. You know what I do on Mondays. You know I'm with the crew. A very interesting day on the crew it was. It's electric, the air in the crew at the moment. More on that as we go forward. So today, woke up dark, isn't it? It's getting dark. It's going that way. I like autumn. I like the firework of colour that makes its way into the fields via nature's own firework display of autumnal leaves. God, he's off again. But I like it. It's a nice time of year. But it's dark in the morning. It's harder to get out. You know about the enchanted sheets. I don't want to bang on about those. Actually, they'll be getting swapped over this evening. So, you know, probably past time. Nathan, you dirty man. But they'll be getting changed across something slightly less comfortable to ease me out a bit of the morning. But off we toodled. Off to work with you know. Where else can I go with this? Off to work with the goddess made flesh. It is my other half. I'll be playing her back. That's to be played back. Oh, look at that, love. Christ, I'm not the paper off. So off we went. Got onto the bus. It's funny. I said, you know, I'm not sure. I don't know whether it's, you know, the subject matters are following me around, or I've just got an eye out for them. Who knows? Who knows with this universe how it works, or indeed even what it is. So sitting there, we're having a little chat, you know, bleary-eyed, puffy and bleary-eyed first thing in the morning. Me in my crew clothes, still paint smattered. Looking pristine as always. And there was this conversation going on behind me between these two young ladies. I didn't turn round. I don't know what you were talking about. It'd been rude. But I think they were probably early 20s. And they were talking about, obviously a friend of, oh, I'm still looking at that, I always do that, comfort blanket. They were talking about a young man that clearly they'd been out with at the weekend, and it was the old conversation, you know. I'm not sure whether he's got a problem or not. I mean, it was like he was gurning at the weekend. His eyes were wild. He's all over the place, and he's doing it more and more. Obviously, they're talking about a drink or a drug. Probably from the conversation, I would assume, predominantly the effects of a drug. I bloody well know the effects of a drug and drink. And they say he's doing it all the time, and I'm not sure who to approach. But God, did you see him? It was so embarrassing. I mean, he was falling over, and I didn't know what to say. I felt for Judy, oh blimey, and then he goes into this almost gloating sense where any sympathy is slowly diminishing, and they're now using it as this over-the-fence gossip type thing. Did you see her at 32? But clearly this man had embarrassed himself in public, and I got to thinking, how many times was that me? It's amazing how your perception of reality, we're talking about reality, I told you yours was malleable like clay. Maybe it is, but your perception of reality is so shot to pieces that I had, undoubtedly many hundreds of times that I would have been in the most preposterous states, and always managed to convince myself the next morning that someone else was worse than me, that they're just passing the blame so they don't have to feel so bad about themselves. I wasn't really that bad. People actually fronted me up and said, "Nave, blimey, you were manic, like maniacal last night. I mean, what was wrong with you?" Well, I know what was wrong with me. I was in all manner of things. And not in a good way, but so many times it's not even like a thing of I don't want to acknowledge it, or I'm hiding putting my head in the sand. It's not that. It's your perception of reality is shot. That's why this disease is so dangerous. This illness is so dangerous, because it completely skews how you see things. Now in the cold light of day, I look back and think, oh my God, I'm not embarrassed about it anymore. It is, as I said, I'm largely at peace with my past. It is madeth me. Here I am, and I'm at peace with it. But it just brought home to me that that was me, and how conniving the illness is. I mean, it uses things like, it will convince you to do things or convince you something's right. It uses the ultimate tool in my book. It uses your own voice to tell you those things. Yeah, you want to stay indoors. Of course you want to stay indoors. What a masterstroke. Satanic in its brilliance. Of course you want to stay in. Don't talk to anyone. Oh, no. Of course, no, it was not you. You looked fine. You looked absolutely fine. It's them. It was them that the problem. Trying to get in the way of the love we hold, me and you, that drink or that drug whispering to you, all those lovely things that it said to you. Ultimately, what it really wanted to say was, I'm gonna you over, pal. I want you dead. So that was that. Start to the morning. So bit drizzly, bit rainy in the morning. There's a bit of a crackle in the air in with the crew. As you know, I live in Shadwell. I've named it, and there's an electricity in the air in Shadwell. Things are sort of happening, and the atmosphere was a bit different today. It was a bit sharper. There was a few. The one guy got onto the front bus. He's like, so good job I got a sense of humour. I do laugh at these things. I'm really nervous. Swung back the door. The supervisor's gone, "What's your name?" "Well, do you need my name?" She said, "Well, it's going to be bloody hard to give you your hours if you don't give me my name." "Well, just put me down as X." I said his name. "Just put me down as X." "Can't put you down as X. I'll put you down as Mr. X. You've got to give me a name." "All right then, just put me down as this." "Do you need my name?" but he was very guarded. He said, "Oh, there's been trouble on one of the other buses. There's trouble here. There's been tools brought out. You know, that all makes me very nervous. Security's not brilliant on these things. What's that? Bloody zero." So we went to another, you know, the words of Bob Dylan, as I said before, well, 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. Exactly what I'm doing at the moment. Another day, another graveyard. Cleaning the ivy away from various names. Actually had me digging a hole perilously close to a grave. I was wondering what I was going to dig up. Oh look, there's Albert. But there was this thing of sort of one-upmanship and name dropping today. Oh yeah, I know Albert. Oh, do you know Albert? Yeah, I know Albert. He's yeah, I know his brother-in-law. I know his brother-in-law. He knows Jimmy. Do you know Jimmy? Oh yeah, I know Jimmy. Yeah, I sold sunglasses to him. And it gets more and more elaborate. Yeah, I know him. He had a seven-bedroom house in Marbella. Oh yeah, he runs such and such. So this is going on all day. One-upmanship. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I sold him 35 BMWs back in '92. And it's all getting. Are we all on here for, you know, minor things? It was getting a bit serious. So one-upmanship. I'm keeping out of it. Take a back line. Take a back line. Take a back line. Boom, boom, boom. It's getting more and more diabolical. The last one that's come out, he's gone. Yeah, he goes, well, I was knocking about with this fella yesterday, and it turned out in the end, you know, I was doing a few things with him, turned out with him, he was part of like a South American cartel. A cartel? Ye cats! There's me pruning the bush. I don't believe I've just heard the word cartel. Stay out of it, Dave. Stay out of it. So I thought at this point, I better get involved, because I'm thinking, my BS at radars, after years in sales, is sensitive, so I could, you know, I kind of think I know what was right and what was, you know, what was, should we say, they were being liberal with the truth, to impress one another. A cartel's been dropped in. But so I thought I'll drop in one. This is true as well. I've had years of lying. I don't bother with it anymore. I thought I'll drop in one. I don't know where this came from. I said, do you know? All innocent. I said, you know, Frank Bruno lives near my brother-in-law, which he does, may I add. Interesting fact. Frank Bruno lives near my brother-in-law. I turned around and gone, yeah, whatever, pal. Of course he does. No, he does. Yeah, I promise he does. The water away. Couldn't be bothered. I'd lost that one. And then this guy's come up to me. It's all a bit edgy, all a bit nervous. He's still having a bit of banter with the regular crew. This fella's come up to me, he's gone, it's not the same one as I mentioned yesterday. He said, are you Nathan? I went, you know, being a bit dubious, but I went, yes. I've heard you're the man to speak to. I was thinking, oh God, why has he got the right Nathan? What are we talking about? I said, well, you know, what about? Edgy. Don't upset him. Edgy. Yeah. Well, you know, I've got a bit of a problem. I don't know whether, you know, apparently you've had a bit of a problem with, you know, using stuff. You know, I said I'm a man recovering from addiction. Yes. He goes, oh, brilliant. I thought, oh, thank God he wants to talk to me about that. Lovely that he'd been pointed in my direction. I said, I warn you now. You know the story from yesterday. Don't give advice. What I can do is I'll tell you my story, and if you can pick anything out of there that might be of help or a comfort, then please feel free to do so. And he told me his story, I told him mine, and I tried to clumsily point it, well, not clumsily actually, with some authority now, with some of the numbers I've got, point him in the right direction. And he was very grateful. I was bloody grateful. I was bloody grateful. We did start talking about triads and the Russian mafia. Yes. My brother-in-law lives near Frank Bruno. Of course he does, pal. So that was that. I was grateful that it all came. It all sort of simmered down once everyone had put out the necessary the necessary barriers of flimsy truths. So everyone was suitably nervous of each other. Everyone managed to get along, but finished off in due time. Bit rock and roll. Had to pop into town to get some vitamins from Holland and Barrett. That's right. fresh, Holland and Barrow. So I went to get those. I've got all sorts of vitamins. I feel much better for taking them because I didn't eat properly for so long. I've mentioned it before. I'm enjoying having energy and slowly rebuilding the man, which is nice. So during all this, now tomorrow, as you may well recall, if you've listened to more than one of these or looked at more than one, that tomorrow I was due to go back to school again. I'm doing a course at the moment which I'm loving and liking very much. So I was all prepared. School uniform was ironed. Packed lunch was to be purchased and ready to go tomorrow. But as is life, as I've told you before, things change. Things change on a sixpence, and they have. I am not going to school tomorrow because they've moved the day to the back end of the course. So this has left me now, isn't it, with a free day. A free day. There was me ranting yesterday about stress. Dished out a very rare piece of advice and said, stop doing all those things if you are getting stressed. So maybe I thought maybe the universe has afforded me a free day. But I feel pretty chilled at the moment anyway. So I'll let you have a bit of a guess on this one. So I've got 3 options tomorrow that I can go for. I can go for a Bruno Mars day. I'm going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Send a few emails, lounge about, do what I want, wash my hair. Back to arm knife. But I've got that option. The second option, I could go to Open Road and do a bit for them, although they're not expecting me tomorrow, so that might be a bit of a surprise. I might overcrowd the joint because I've given them the dates that I can and can't do at the moment due to all manner of things going on. Or I can pitch up and do another day of unpaid, non-voluntary work. So I've got those 3 options. Now I'm going to decide when I wake up in the morning. So I roll. I was going to wake up. I wake up usually at the same sort of time. Anyway. I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to go, this is what I'm going to do. If you want to play a little game, have a guess at what I'll do. And you'll see when you look at this tomorrow, or whenever you look at it, you'll see whether your guess was right. It's as simple as that. Of course, I have had texts, messages from the usual suspects. What a good film that was. The usual suspects. So Oates, God love him, Captain Oates, has told me it's his birthday coming up. Oh. I think he's going to be 32. I think 32. Probably not 32. Don't even know my age. So he's about 32. So he's coming up November time. So he was asking me whether whether me and the glory of my significant other will be joining him for his birthday do at some unnamed restaurant. Of course we will be. And I can guarantee that may be an entirely abstinent group of people that will be going to that particular. But I'd hazard a guess that we will be louder than people who may have imbibed certain fluids and or substances. We seem to be a very noisy group of people. So of course we'll be going to that and celebrating the birth of Captain Oates. And in all fairness, the fact that he managed to avoid death so spectacularly. Well done. So we'll be doing that. Got a message from people who've been saying nice things about me today. Never good with that. I'm getting better at it. But some supervisor said, it's lovely having you on, and Mrs. Pepperpot, the lunacy, the rabid lunacy of Mrs. Pepperpot, sent me this text message. Oh, you're doing really well. Glad to have you as my friend. You get like a Gatling gun of information comes through on this text. Bloody hell. I thought, she does do this. Oh, Pepperpot, this ups and downs. She's probably at this point, by the sound of the text, she may well be sitting on the roof of her house. Come down, love. I know you're in a good mood. Come down. So nice to have that from her. So a good day, but obviously change the dynamic for tomorrow. Who knows as we head really into this? I know, guys, don't start wipe a tear away from human riot. This is every one of these days will be the last. This is the last Monday I'll be spending. This is the last week of this this crazy idea that someone had that I'll be speaking to every day for 30 days. But it's the last week, so let's have a bit of fun with it, shall we? If you have a laugh, I'll have a laugh. How about that for a deal? So it only leaves me. I'll always leave you with a bit of a pearl, I think, in regards to a little bit of wisdom, and I will hit you with: do not compete or compare, and you will always be respected. How about that? And after that, what I shall say is, have a bit of peace and love. There you go. Have some of that. See you tomorrow, folks. I wonder what I'll do. Bye.